Jupiter Falls with Saints and Sinners. 4 tracks for 19 minutes. It's their first EP after an album last year from this UK 5-piece. This is a couple of new tracks combined with an alternate version of an earlier single and a live track released via Broken Road Records in March 2016. Jimmy.
Straight up hard rock, Andrew. Quite catchy, although not very groundbreaking. I hear a little bit of 80s Kiss in their music.
Oh, yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Feels like the drums are not quite in time at times. I don't know. I had this funny feeling about the drums. I don't know why. Maybe it's my head. Singer does have a fine voice, though.
He thinks out of time.
I don't know the singer's name, but he has a fine voice. The acoustic song was okay, I thought. But honestly, I think they're just a good average rock band. But there is potential there. I think the production could be better and some more inventiveness with the songwriting a little bit. I think it'll make it better. I gave it a 5 out of 10. There's potential there, though.
Yeah, I agree about the potential. This is pretty cool. The first thing I noticed was the poor production. However, the guitars sound fantastic, the vocals sound good, but the drums, they suffer big time.
They clip.
I know.
Yeah, and the overall mix isn't as solid as it should be. If this ever gets remastered or re-recorded with better production, I'd love to hear it. Musically, it's great. Probably the most surprising release from this week's review pile. I've never heard of the band before, and I was impressed and wanting more, and that's what you want from an album, I suppose. Production isn't as bad as I made it out to be if you listen to it loud, by the way. If you crank that shit, it sounds a little better, but still, it has issues. Either way, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10, and the title track is the standout by far.
Wow. This actually reminded me of Red Star Born. When I listened to it, but Red Star Born, I would say, is better.
Yes.
But this reminded me of Red Star Born. It's attitude-driven American hard rock. I think the guitar work was a bit too flashy for the style of music, in my opinion. Could have been a bit more just solid and
That's
not
why
so
I
much.
loved it.
Well, yeah, that's why you rated it higher than me. The production is very tight and very compressed. Overall, it does breathe well, but the drums clip and the guitar is far too overdriven, in my opinion. I think there was way too much force being put through that guitar amp.
Did they do it themselves?
I'm not
Do you
sure.
know?
It's hard to get all the information on this release that I normally do. The vocals, though, were nice and warm. The live track feels like it was recorded in a bar, which is not bad, but it's not great. But I wonder about these bands doing things with, sort of 2 new tracks and then an alternative version of a previous song with a live track. Is that just filler, or is that something that's a good package? I'm not sure. Maybe we should debate that in a Hot Topic one day as well.
Interesting.
I'm not sure about that idea, because we had the other review we did recently, Delane had the same sort of a thing as well, alternate versions and live tracks to fill it out. I like the guitar tone overall, but I like the acoustic guitar. The tone on that was really good.
Yeah.
The vocalist has a really interesting tone to his voice. It sort of makes him step out a bit from the pack. His vocal tone is good and interesting. Far too compressed, though, overall. And the acoustic track I actually found to be a bit better than the original, believe it or not. The production values also seem to shift on this one, which is always disconcerting when you're listening to it. You want the production to stay where it sort of sits, but then when they start to shift from song to song, you sort of go, that doesn't... what? Huh? You get confused very quickly.
They might have been recording it at different times and
That's
all that
very
sort of stuff.
probable, and I understand why, but you've got to try and make it, in the final analysis, be as
Sound the
even
same.
as possible. I
Yeah,
think that's really important to the listener.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it doesn't leave me wanting more, and that's what an EP is supposed to. It's supposed to make you want more. And so it's good, but not give me more. It's just, it's okay. Decent lyrics, though. Very well done on that front. It's a nice little package, but not essential listening. I gave it a 7 out of 10. This Life Ain't For You was my pick, and we'll give you a taste.